Hey there, quirky peeps! Today we're going to look at every way the films of the Infinity Saga had set up the events of Avengers Infinity War. Before Infinity War, we had 18 more films that came out over a decade, and almost all those films were foreshadowing and setting up the events of Infinity War in one way or the other. The Avengers and Age of Ultron were obviously the ones with the greatest number of setups. But still, there was plenty of foreshadowing in the other films too. Let's take a look at every way the events of Avengers Infinity War were foreshadowed in the MCU. But before that, it would be nice if you guys would hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon. Okay now, let's begin. Iron Man's trip to Titan.
We'll use it.
Back in Iron Man, Tony was facing an icing problem when he built his Mark II armor. As Tony acknowledged this problem in one of the scenes, Jarvis replied,
"A very astute observation, sir. Perhaps if you intend to visit other planets, we should improve the exosystem."
This moment teased how Tony would come up with a suit so advanced that it will allow him to survive on other planets. And that's what happened in Infinity War when Tony ended up on Titan and survived the whole trip. His suit even helped in closing his wound. If you make God bleed,
then people will cease to believe in him.
Back in Iron Man 2, Ivan Vanko delivered a great line to Tony Stark. He said,
"If you can make God bleed, then people will cease to believe in him."
Now this was another great piece of foreshadowing for Avengers Infinity War, or maybe just a happy accident. That's because Tony actually made Thanos bleed with rocket-fueled left hook.
All that for a drop of blood.
With the Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos was no less than a god, and Tony made him bleed, making us believe that he is killable.
Fake.
The fake Infinity Gauntlet.
Most of the stuff in here is fake.
The first Thor movie placed an Infinity Stone-studded Infinity Gauntlet in Odin's vault. It played out as a mere Easter egg for the fans. But as Thanos came in and his plan to use the gauntlet became apparent, people got confused about the one in Odin's vault. Then Hela obviously proved that this gauntlet was a fake replica of the real thing. But still, the placement of the Infinity Gauntlet in Thor was ingenious. It came as a forewarning for what's coming in the future of the Infinity Saga. Red Skull's transportation. The Tesseract made its debut in Captain America: The First Avenger, and in the final act of the film, it transported Red Skull to Vormir. Of course, at that point in time, none of us knew about the fate of Red Skull. Some people thought that he was dead, but others thought that he was transported somewhere in the cosmos. As it turned out, it was actually a setup for his return in Avengers Infinity War.
We are all wrong.
A threat to Loki. Thanos didn't show up in the first Avengers until the very end. Before that, Loki was constantly speaking with the other.
Cast out! Defeated! I was a king! The rightful king of Asgard.
In one of their conversations, the other threatened Loki about what would happen if he failed on his mission. He said,
There will be no realm, no barren moon, no crevice where he cannot find you. No pain, he will make you long for something sweeter.
As it turned out, Loki did fail, and Thanos found him and killed him, so the threat of the other came true. All Thanos cameos.
I'll do it myself.
Even with the little cameos of Thanos in the Avengers, we noticed how his motivations foreshadowed. While speaking to Thanos, the other said,
They are not the cowering wretches we were promised. They stand. They are unruly, and therefore cannot be ruled. Them is to court death.
Now this dialogue was actually referencing Thanos' love interest from the comics, that is Lady Death. But as he smiles and turns, we see a half-wrecked planet in the back. This planet foreshadows his plan to wipe out half of the universe's living population.
All 6 stones, I could simply snap my fingers. They would all cease to exist. I call that mercy.
It showed how Marvel was planning the snap about 6 years in advance. After this, his cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy teased his true power and potential.
And I will bathe the starways in your blood.
It also teased his love for Gamora.
You alienated my favorite daughter, Gamora.
In Infinity War, both Gamora and the viewers were surprised to see that Thanos actually loved his daughter. But this was actually teased when Thanos blamed Ronan the Accuser for alienating his quote-unquote favorite daughter, Gamora. Then Thanos made his final cameo in Age of Ultron, where he picked the Infinity Gauntlet and set up his arrival in Infinity War. The Infinity Stones. In Thor: The Dark World, the Tesseract and the Ether were termed as Infinity Stones for the first time.
Tesseract is already on Asgard. It is not wise to keep two Infinity Stones so close together.
In the comics, the Ether and the Tesseract have different names, and they do not contain Infinity Stones. But the MCU changed that. By naming them as Infinity Stones, we got our important setup for Infinity War. Age of Ultron's Endgame. First, it was Tony who name-dropped the Endgame in Age of Ultron.
That up there, that's the Endgame.
Then Doctor Strange also brought up the Endgame in Avengers Infinity War.
We're in the Endgame now.
Also, Tony warned that the Avengers might lose, and Steve said,
And we'll do that together too.
and guess what happened in Infinity War? The Avengers lost. Helen Cho's statement.
You built this program.
Helen Cho told Tony,
Your clunky metal suits are going to be left in the dust.
That is exactly the plan.
and we all saw that happen in Infinity War as Thanos beat the crap out of Tony. Then he was left on Titan to collect the dust of Peter Parker. Thor losing Heimdall. We've seen how every vision that the Avengers saw in Age of Ultron came true in the future. Tony and Steve's visions came true in Avengers Endgame. Natasha's visions will be brought to life in Black Widow. And Thor's visions came true in Thor Ragnarok and Avengers Infinity War. Wanda showed him how his power will lead to Asgard's destruction and Heimdall's death. Lightning was emerging from within him without the use of his hammer. And as that happened, a random Asgardian disintegrated. This foreshadowed how Thor would be unable to stop the snap that caused the ultimate universal disintegration. And for a split second, Thor's vision also showed us the formation of the Infinity Gauntlet. Even Loki was supposed to appear in this vision, so it would have foreshadowed his death at the hands of Thanos too. Thor's cave scene. Thor was able to reconnect with his vision in the cave, and that's when he got a clear premonition of Thanos' Infinity Gauntlet forming up through the Scepter, the Tesseract, the Ether, and the Orb. So Age of Ultron foreshadowed Infinity War in more ways than one. Doctor Strange's time reversal. Doctor Strange was a very crucial film for the roadmap to Avengers Infinity War. It showed us how the Time Stone could be used to reverse time and create time loops. Strange used it to run time through an apple. Then he reversed time to bring Wong back to life. And Thanos also did the same to bring the Vision and the Mind Stone back to life. Okay, so that's all from our list of MCU moments that foreshadowed Infinity War. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and go check out more fun videos on our channel. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!